the caves of Qumran, hidden for centuries, researchers found fragments of a book that had been erased from history. It was a text once read by early Christians, quoted in the Bible, and then banned, hidden away for 1,000 years. This is the Book of Enoch. It tells a story that sounds impossible. Angels descending from heaven, breeding with humans, and creating a race of cannibalistic giants that nearly destroyed the world. But today, millions of people look at this ancient story and see something else entirely. They don't see angels, they see aliens. Is the Book of Enoch a record of spiritual rebellion? Or is it the earliest documented account of extraterrestrial contact? In this video, we are stripping away the myth to look at the text itself. We will compare the ancient words of Enoch with the modern ancient astronaut hypothesis. We are going to find out if the Watchers were messengers of God or visitors from the stars. To understand the theory, you have to understand the book's reputation. The Book of Enoch wasn't just some fringe story. It was a heavyweight. The New Testament writers knew it. Jesus himself used terms like the elect one, a specific title found repeatedly in Enoch. So why was it banned? Because it was dangerous. It gave too much detail. While Genesis 6 gives us a vague, confusing glimpse of sons of God marrying daughters of men, Enoch gives us the uncut version. It names names. It describes specific sins. It was so controversial that by the 2nd century, rabbis cursed anyone who even taught it. It vanished from the Western world, preserved only in the mountains of Ethiopia. But when it was finally translated, we found a story that shocked the world. Let's look at the text. The story centers on 200 watchers. These weren't demons initially. They were children of heaven. Led by a figure named Semyaza, they swore a pact on Mount Hermon to commit a great transgression together. Their crime was twofold. First, interbreeding. They took human wives and produced offspring hybrid giants that stood 3,000 ells high. But the second crime is where the ancient astronaut theorists really start paying attention. The Watchers didn't just breed with humans, they educated them. They initiated a transfer of forbidden technology. Listen to the specific syllabus the text says they taught. Azazel taught men how to make swords, shields, and breastplates. He taught warfare. Semyaza taught enchantments and root cuttings, medicine or chemistry. Kakabal taught the constellations. Ezekiel taught the knowledge of the clouds' meteorology. The result? Chaos. The text says the world was filled with godlessness. The giants devoured the food supply, then the animals, and finally, humanity itself. The system crashed, and the divine solution was to wipe the slate clean with a flood. Now, let's flip the lens. Enter the ancient astronaut hypothesis. Proponents like Billy Carson argue that we have been misinterpreting these words for thousands of years. We read heaven, they say space. We read angel, they say alien. In this view, the Watchers are physical, biological beings, perhaps the Anunnaki of Sumerian lore. They aren't spirits. They are people who, as Carson puts it, put their pants on one leg at a time. They come from different star systems. And that forbidden knowledge, it wasn't sin. It was a violation of the Prime Directive. Think about it. If an advanced civilization lands on a primitive planet, the number one rule is usually, don't give the cavemen nukes. By teaching humans metallurgy, astronomy, and weapon making, the Watchers accelerated our evolution too fast. They gave us technology we weren't morally ready for. Even the prophet Enoch gets a makeover. The text says he ascended on the clouds. The theory says he was abducted. Carson argues Enoch was taken on a spaceship, shown the Earth as a sphere from orbit, and given star maps. He wasn't receiving a vision, he was receiving a scientific briefing. And the Ark. In this theory, it's not a wooden boat, it's a submersible. A DNA bank designed to save the genetic code of the planet before the gods engineered a natural disaster to hit the reset button. But the most controversial piece of evidence is the offspring, the giants, the Nephilim. The Book of Enoch says they consumed everything. But the theory supporters point to the historical record to say these weren't myths. They cite 19th century reports of 12-foot fossilized giants in Ireland. They point to the San Diego giant, over 8 feet tall. They look at massive double-headed axes found in Crete that no normal human could lift. The text offers a chilling conclusion for the giants. While their bodies died in the flood, their spirits survived. Enoch claims the disembodied spirits of these hybrids became the evil spirits that plague humanity today. For the ancient astronaut theorists, this implies something else, perhaps interdimensional beings, or a residual energy from a genetic experiment gone wrong. So, where does that leave us? On one hand, we have a profound theological text warning us about the dangers of sin and the corruption of the natural order. On the other, we have a modern sci-fi epic about interstellar travelers and a quarantine breach. The fascinating thing isn't just which one is true, it's that the story is the same, whether it's angels falling from grace or aliens breaking protocol. The Book of Enoch tells us that humanity is not alone, that we have been tampered with, and that knowledge comes at a price. Maybe that's why, after 2,000 years, we are still obsessed with the Watchers. We are still looking up at the sky, wondering who or what is looking back.